World War II, spanning from 1939 to 1945, was a global conflict that involved many nations and resulted in significant geopolitical and social changes. The war emerged as a culmination of unresolved issues from World War I and the rise of aggressive totalitarian regimes. Let's delve into the story of World War II in 500 words. The primary causes of World War II can be traced back to the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, which imposed harsh conditions on Germany as punishment for its role in World War I. These conditions, coupled with economic instability and widespread discontent, created fertile ground for the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany. Hitler's expansionist ambitions and his ideological belief in Aryan supremacy drove him to seek dominance in Europe and beyond. In 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, triggering the start of the war. Soon after, France and the United Kingdom, honoring their commitment to defend Poland, declared war on Germany. This marked the beginning of the Allied powers' fight against the Axis powers, led by Germany, Italy, and Japan. The war was fought on multiple fronts, with significant battles taking place in Europe, North Africa, and the Pacific. In Europe, Germany launched an extensive military campaign, known as Blitzkrieg, rapidly conquering several countries, including France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Denmark. The British, under Prime Minister Winston Churchill, valiantly resisted German air attacks during the Battle of Britain. In 1941, Germany violated the Non-Aggression Pact with the Soviet Union and invaded its territory. Despite initial Soviet losses, the USSR eventually turned the tide and pushed the German forces back in a series of fierce battles, most notably the Battle of Stalingrad. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, Japan aimed to establish dominance in East Asia and launched a surprise attack on the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor in December 1941. This prompted the U.S. to enter the war, joining the Allied powers. The war saw numerous significant battles, such as the Battle of Midway and the island-hopping campaign in the Pacific. In Europe, the Allies embarked on a massive invasion of Normandy, France, on D-Day in June 1944, marking a turning point in the conflict. Over time, the Allies steadily advanced, liberating occupied territories and putting pressure on the Axis powers. As the war progressed, the true horrors of the Holocaust, perpetrated by the Nazis, were revealed. The systematic genocide of millions of Jews and other minorities shocked the world and added further urgency to the Allied cause. By 1945, the tide had decisively turned against the Axis powers. The Soviets advanced from the east, capturing Berlin, while the Allies, including the US, UK, and other nations, pushed from the west. Italy had already switched sides, and Mussolini's fascist regime had fallen. In the Pacific, the US launched a series of intense and costly battles against Japan, leading to the eventual use of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered unconditionally, bringing an end to the war in Europe. In the Pacific, Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945, following the devastation caused by the atomic bombings. In conclusion, World War II erupted due to unresolved tensions from World War I and the rise of aggressive regimes. The conflict involved the Allied powers, including the US, UK, and the Soviet Union, fighting against the Axis powers led by Germany, Italy, and Japan. The Allies emerged victorious, marking a significant shift in global power dynamics and leading to the establishment of the United Nations, an international organization aimed at preventing future conflicts.